As the Torah tells us in this week's Parsha to have honest measures, there's a very interesting introductory verse. The pasuk says, "Lo sasu avel b'mishpat." Do not do falsehood in judgment. B'midah, b'mishkol, v'msura. In all these different types of languages of measurement. So the first phrase of the pasuk sounds like we're talking to judges, people who sit on a beis din, that they can't act in a dishonest way. The second part of the pasuk sounds like we're talking to a businessman. And of course, as we proceed in the next pasuk, it's all about honesty in business. So we understand why the Torah says we shouldn't act with falsehood, but why does the Torah prohibit falsehood in judgment in this context? Rashi brings down that a person has to realize that if they're being dishonest in business, it's the equivalent of being dishonest when given the responsibility of judgment. It's an important idea to think about. The Meshech Chochmah says a very novel concept. The Meshech Chochmah says, imagine the following scenario. Let's say you're a businessman, and one of the other businesses, one of your customers, was dishonest with you, and they ripped you off a certain amount of money, and now you're selling them something. Now, you're an honest person. You're a good person. And heaven forbid that you would ever be dishonest when you sell something. But maybe it's not really dishonesty here. Because actually, if you were dishonest with the person, you'd be righting a wrong. You would be b'mishpat, with justice. Maybe they ripped you off $500. Maybe you'll misrepresent things to gain back that $500. So says the Meshech Chochmah, the Torah is telling me that even if what I'm doing in the big picture seems fair, I still can't be a person of dishonesty. I have to live to a higher standard. And I think this is an idea that's a very interesting thing to think about. We all have our own challenges. We all have our struggles. And sometimes we have areas that we're actually pretty good at, we're pretty strong at. And they're not struggles for us. But it bothers us. It bothers us if someone wronged us in some way. And our sense of fairness and justice almost compels us to go down to their level. And this message of the Torah, according to the Meshech Chochmah, whether it be in a business context, whether it be in very different settings, is really a very broad lesson and a very broad message that we always have to live to the highest standard. And if there's something that we know to be correct, heaven forbid to lower our standards, to go down to the level of people around us. I think it's a worthwhile thing to reflect on. Have a wonderful Shabbos.